everybody, this is Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would bring you some tips for things to do while you're waiting in line at Disney to ride a ride. I have my Christmas ears on because it is Christmas time, and so let's just get right into it. Now these are some ideas just to keep you occupied, to keep your kids occupied, because none of us like standing in line. I don't like standing in line. Kids hate standing in line. And in my family, I have some adults who are extremely impatient. So here's some tips and ideas I have, because we can't always get that fast pass for that ride we really want to ride. And we really want to ride it, so we get in that standby line. So let's get started. First thing, of course, everybody has a smartphone. And that's a given. That's an easy one. You can get on your phone and you can, you can hand your phone to your kids and play games. But that tip uses up your battery in your phone. So, so that's always my last, solution, is to use my phone unless I'm looking to book other fast passes or just looking to see maybe if I can get a reservation at a table service. You can always use the Disney app, but you can go on into your app store and download the Walt Disney World app that will give you wait times for rides, and you can go from there and get into your My Disney Experience, and you can keep checking fast passes. Once you have booked your 3 fast passes, and use those, you can go back in and book more fast passes one at a time. So just keep checking. You never know, you may, the day of, get a fast pass for Flight of Passage. It has happened because some people book a lot of fast passes and then decide they don't want them. So there you go. Next thing, this one is one of my favorites. While you're standing in line, have a little notebook. I'm thinking of something you can easily carry with you. That's not going to take up a lot of space. And have some crayons. We've all, if you've got little ones, you've been to the restaurants and they've been giving the coloring pages and crayons. I always kept the crayons. They always went in my purse. When my son was little, I had a purse full of crayons. Take those with you to Disney. And while you're standing in line, pull out the little notebook. And if you're standing in line to meet a character, have your child draw a picture for that character. Or just have your child draw whatever they want to draw. But if they draw a picture for a character, if they're in line, they can give it to the character when they finally get their turn. So that occupies little ones. But, this works for you too. Keep a notebook, a small one, and a pen. And while you're waiting in line, why don't you jot down some notes? Keep a travel journal, a travel log of your vacation with your family. You won't regret it. I like to do this, and then I can go back years later and say, oh, I didn't remember that we did this while we were on vacation, or I didn't remember that. It's a great way to keep those memories and just jot them down. So while your kids are drawing, take your little notebook out and write down some things you've done that day so far. So you don't have to try to remember everything at the end of the day when everybody's so tired and cranky. Do it while you're standing in line. Another thing is to play word games. One of my favorites is whatever character you're going to meet or whatever ride you're standing in, you can base it on that. Say you are waiting to meet Anna and Elsa. And so to start the word game, go, I'm going on a picnic with Anna and Elsa. I'm going to take, and you start with the letter A. So say apples. The next person has to come up with something that starts with B, but they have to say the whole sentence. They would have to say, I'm going on a picnic with Anna and Elsa. I'm going to take apples and bananas. And then the next person. And you go on until you just can't remember the list, and it's just so much fun. And you won't believe how quickly the time will pass while you're doing that. Another thing you can do is a word game. Say you have your children are a little older. Maybe they're learning the states, or they're learning the capitals, or you can use whatever. So if you're doing states, come up with, someone start. The state they start with is, say, North Carolina, because that's where I'm at, North Carolina. North Carolina ends with an A. The next person has to come up with a state that starts with the letter that state ended with. So A, Alabama. Well, there you got another A. So you just get keep going like that and try to come up with many states. We've done it with countries. Countries are fun. Like Denmark ends in a K, so the next person has to come up with a country that begins with K. Kazakhstan. You know, pretty soon you're going to run out. It's going to be fun trying to think of words to fit in. So that really takes up some time while you're in line, and it's fun. And then the last tip I have, there's so many, well, I have some more. Let's see. Take a snack. That's always great. If you want to, if you're hungry and you see that line is an hour wait, get a snack and a drink. Get in line. You just have to finish your snack and your drink before you get on the ride. So I usually carry bottles of water. So I just drink my water. I'm not finished with it. I just put the lid back on it and put it in my bag. But if you get a fountain drink, just make sure you've drank it all before you get on the ride, and have your snack and eat it before you get on the ride. That's another thing too. I don't suggest doing that for everything, but if you are hungry, you can get a snack. And now my last suggestion is just enjoy the line, because Disney, especially Disney. Now, if you're standing in line for Santa, or if you're standing in line, you're shopping, this is not going to work. But if you're in line at Disney, then the lines, the queues, they have made them so interesting. Like if you're standing in line for the Haunted Mansion now, it's interactive. You can touch some of the tombstones and they make noises, they make music. So there's all kinds of things like that. Hidden in the walkway is a wedding ring. So try to find the wedding ring. That's something fun to do. Read the tombstones because they're hilarious. Enjoy the queue. The favorite queue for my family is Peter Pan. My gosh, when we did Peter Pan for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I couldn't get my son and my niece to move on past the area where you catch the shadow butterflies. They were having so much fun. The queues can be fun at Disney. So just enjoy it. One last thing, look for hidden Mickeys. They're everywhere. I'm sure you'll find a hidden Mickey somewhere. So I hope you enjoyed these tips and tricks and for standing in line. Like I said, I mainly geared these towards Disney, but you can use some of these anywhere. That just makes standing in line more enjoyable. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe down below. If you have any questions or comments or any more tips, leave those down below. Other people, I'm sure, would love to hear your tips for standing in line. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.